Hey guys, this is Phil Ebner back with Video School Online's After Effects course. I hope you're enjoying the lesson so far. I hope I'm not going too fast or too slow, but just right. And I hope you're just learning a lot and excited for the rest of the lessons because we got so much more to cover. After Effects is crazy, insanely confusing, but also awesome at the same time. So in this lesson, I just want to show you quickly how to place your footage on the timeline and the basic edits or ways to edit your layers. So previously I had imported some textures, so I'm just going to show you how to place them on your timeline. So you can just click and drag and drop them on your timeline down here like so. And as you can see, it placed it on my timeline, but I want to move it so that it is at the start of my timeline. I can also just stretch out the end by going to the end of the clip and clicking and dragging when you see the double sided arrows. So now I have my brick wall. I can also, I'm just going to delete this by clicking on it and pressing delete. I can also just click and drag and drop it right here in the middle of the composition. So now I have this layer. And so the basic edits, well, with your pointer tool or your selection tool, you can, change the size of it. You can move it around. You can rotate it with the rotate tool. And then the last basic thing is opacity. But another way to get to all of these editing options is on the timeline. And in the next lesson, we're going to go over more about all these different things. But for now, let's just, on our brick wall layer, click this triangle, which brings down another option called transform. I'm going to click that triangle next to transform, and we have a few different options. So as we move this around, you will see these numbers change for position. If you increase the size, you will see the size change as well. So 16% to 86.5%. Or if I just squeeze it, you'll see it's 21% and 86.5%. If I rotate it, you get the point. It rotates. You can also edit these numbers or the positions by just clicking and dragging these numbers, or clicking and typing in a number. And this is really nice when you just want to move something along the y-axis or the x-axis, axis, sorry, and you don't want to mess around with the other axis. So you can play with the position, you can play with the anchor point, which again, you can change with the pan behind tool. You can play with the scale, you can play with the rotation, and here you can play with the opacity, which is pretty cool. So this also, you can use hotkeys to bring these up, and so we're getting a little bit into the timeline, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it right now. So say you don't have this drop-down menu open. Say it's just like this. If you have this layer selected and you press S, it will bring up scale. And then you can edit scale that way. If you press R, it will bring up rotation. And you can edit the rotation. P will bring up the position. A will bring up the anchor point. And T will bring up opacity. Also, you can remember T for transparency and edit it that way. And so that is how you add layers to your timeline. here I'll add another layer to show you. So this one is really big, so I'm going to bring up the scale size function and decrease the size of this. Maybe I'll rotate both of them so I can select both by pressing shift and selecting the other one, or command and selecting both. Press R and you can rotate both at the same time. And then I'll just move one to the left side of the screen and one to the right side of the screen. So that, this could be the beginning of some sort of video. Next lesson, I'm going to talk more about the timeline and all these other functions, but for now, I think you get the point of how to place footage and your basic edits. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.